Welcome to Mainland, your local regional television station, coming to you from the Nelson and Tasman region. In this week's news roundup, man in court charged with sex offences, Nelson leads country in march against TPPA, upcoming meeting to discuss health of Maitai River, and Motueka Street intersection, one of New Zealand's worst. A 22-year-old Motueka fisherman appeared in the Nelson District Court on Wednesday this week, charged with sexual violation by unlawful sexual connection, abduction and assault with a weapon. The charges relate to an incident on Friday the 21st of March involving a 20-year-old female tourist who was offered a ride by the man. The man has been remanded in custody to reappear on the 15th of April. Meanwhile, police are investigating an incident on the 6th of March involving a female tourist who was approached by a man in Motueka who offered her a ride. The man then drove to a secluded area near Rabbit Island and unsuccessfully attempted to get the woman to engage in sexual activity with him. She managed to get away and reported the matter to police. The offender is described as of Polynesian descent in his early 20s. He was driving a reddish or dark brown car. Police would like to speak with anyone who has information about this incident or anyone who may have had a similar experience. Anyone with information should contact Detective Sergeant Mark Caveney at Nelson Police, phone 546 3840. Nelson has been one of the hotbeds of action to stop the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, taking the lead on the National Day of Action against the TPPA on Saturday, March 29th at midday, starting at Millers Acre and marching up Trafalgar Street. Saturday's action is the latest in a series of public meetings and protests over the TPPA in Nelson over the past 2 years. Last year, more than 500 people of Nelson City and Tasman District signed a petition calling on their local councils to adopt the People's Resolution concerning the TPP agreement, along the lines of one that Auckland City adopted in 2012. In July 2013, both councils adopted those resolutions, which were forwarded to the government, and they're now lobbying all councils to do the same. Nelson organiser Graham O'Brien says this shows how local democracy can work in practice. He says local people took action to collect signatures, attend the debates and speak to their councils in the public forum to impress upon the councillors the level of concern in the local community about the secrecy of this agreement. The local people of Nelson and Tasman are very concerned with the environment and their right to choose an alternative lifestyle, to choose what foods they eat and to know where it's been produced and what are the ingredients. All are threatened by the TPPA. I spoke with Labour List MP Marion Street about the ramifications of the TPPA.
People should be concerned, and I think it's useful that there are vocal protests about this around the country. We never had a protest about the China Free Trade Agreement. We didn't have one about the ASEAN Free Trade Agreement or the Malaysia Free Trade Agreement. You know, that this is different and people know that it's different, and civil society has engaged with this in a way that they never have before, and that's a good thing. But it comes down to the concern that a Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement will give multinationals carte blanche to sue governments for making public policies that disadvantage their competitive and commercial interests. Now, we cannot let that be a guiding factor on the decisions we make for public policy in New Zealand. It's all a bit after the horse has bolted, because the agreement has already been signed. We have never faced the situation where a parliament has refused to pass the law relating to a free trade agreement, and it would be a very dramatic event if that were to happen now. But certainly Labour needs to know, before we give our consenting voice to the Trans-Pacific Partnership, that it is in New Zealand's net best interests.
The Mortaweka Street, Waimea Road intersection in Nelson has been named amongst New Zealand's worst. The country's 100 worst intersections have just been revealed, and Associate Transport Minister Michael Woodhouse says between them they've claimed 53 deaths and accounted for 445 serious injuries between 2003 and 2012. The list was compiled by the New Zealand Transport Agency and local government. Mainland's Janine Pugh spoke with Works and Infrastructure Chair Eric Davey about the intersection and whether the recent installation of traffic lights has made an impact.
So there's just been the installation of the lights on the intersection of Motueka and Waimea Road. How has this changed that intersection? Because it's also been listed in the top 100, or it had been listed in the top 100 worst intersections of the country.
Yes, it had. And it has been there for at least 20 years that I'm aware of. We've had road accident investigation studies done under the old Ministry of Transport system, and we've finally been able to get the intersection modified. The traffic light installation was a bit controversial. However, it is working better than I anticipated, and I've heard nobody complain about it at all. The taxis say that it works very, very well, and the design of having two lanes coming out of Motueka Street means that the downtime or the stoppage on Waimea Road is minimal, and it's just worked out very, very well.
That's good to hear, because it is quite a tricky one. Now, you just mentioned about some controversy. What was the controversy behind it?
The controversy was that there was a belief that there was a lack of consultation with some of the residents, that it was going to impose restrictions on the ability of landowners getting in and out of their properties and the like. And we've seen no evidence that has caused any issues. As part of the job, we made sure that the residents, their access ways in and out of their properties was rebuilt and improved in some cases, and it's all worked very well. And people are able to get out of their properties onto the road without many hiccups. And the traffic lights mean that the traffic flow stops, so people are courteous and are letting them out of their driveways. And it's the controversy, I think, made us setting our minds to how can we better achieve both results: one, keeping the residents happy, and two, making that intersection safe.
A public meeting is being held on Monday the 31st of March, 6:30 p.m. at Trafalgar Pavilion, Trafalgar Park, to discuss ways to improve the health of the Maitai River. Councillor Brian McGurk, who will chair the meeting, says Nelson City Council and other stakeholders want to hear from the community about their ideas and suggestions for restoring this treasured resource. He says they're hoping for a great turnout to discuss a subject that's close to many Nelsonians' hearts. Brian McGurk says this council is committed to making the Maitai a top priority, and he says they want to make a difference and they want to do it quickly. Members of the public will hear from specialists and council officers about the opportunities to restore the river and can have their say about what they would like to see prioritised. Councillor McGurk says people can also put forward their thoughts on the Maitai through the draft annual plan that is just opened for consultation. Council has earmarked $400,000 in the draft annual plan to improve the health of the river. Visit www.nelson.gov.nz to have your say. Meanwhile, Council has decided to ask the Community Services Committee to consider hearing community feedback before a proposal is prepared for the Brook Valley Holiday Park. Community Services Committee Chair Pete Rainey says he's heard from many in the community, including semi-permanent residents at the park who are directly affected, that they want more detailed information on the proposal to fully consider the change that Council has signalled. He says there's been a good deal of debate in the community and a lot of valid questions. Mayor Rachel Rees says the Community Services Committee may wish to engage directly with the semi-permanent residents and other organisations like the Brook Waimarama Sanctuary Trust before developing a way forward. And now Mainland's Janine Pugh asked residents how they thought their two councils were performing since the October elections.
Okay, since the elections, how do you think our councils are faring?
as well as to be expected. I think the Mayor's doing a good job so far.
I think they're trying to address the issues, but they're not coming to grips with them all.
I can't tell you because I don't follow it, and I'll tell you what, I'm too old to be bothered now. I've had a lifetime of this carry on.
I don't really follow it that much. I just sort of stick to my own.
I'm not really one to actually look at the elections much, but I just want John Key out, really. I guess it hasn't been too bad, I guess, There's heaps of controversy around it all, so I've kind of just tried to shy away from it mostly.
Yes, very much. Yep, I can see improvement with our new mayor, with the new council on board.
They haven't done much for me, actually. Don't know. I just see a lot of rates going up. I look after the elderly. All I see is their rates going up all the time, and they can't cope with that.
None at all, really. I've got no views at all, really.
TV programme Third Degree, which aired this week, has unearthed a mystery on the west coast where parts of the plane which crashed at Fox Glacier in September 2010 were buried soon after the accident, which killed 9 people. Amongst those who died was 62-year-old Christopher McDonald of Mapua and 47-year-old Adam Bennett from Australia, but who was living in Motueka at the time of the accident. Initial investigations into the cause of the crash suggest it was due to weight imbalance. However, this notion was put to the test by Third Degree, and which put this theory in doubt. With the help of engineering experts, important parts of the plane, which had been ordered to be buried by TAIC 3 days after the accident, were uncovered by the Third Degree team, including the plane's control stick. Family members of the deceased are now calling for the investigation to be reopened in light of the findings, and that the question of whether it was in fact mechanical failure which caused the accident after all. Be bright. That's the message for cyclists from Bikewise, New Zealand Police and Nelson City Council as we approach the end of daylight saving next weekend. 12 cities around New Zealand, including Nelson, will focus on reducing cycling accidents and increasing awareness of cyclist safety through a campaign named Be Bright, where cyclists will be reminded to light up their bikes and wear high visibility clothing to help keep them safe on the road. Cyclist visibility to other road users, especially during times of low light, is an essential part of cyclist safety. Bikewise and the New Zealand Police are promoting the use of lights and high visibility clothing in order to reduce risks to cyclists during low light periods at dawn and dusk or in poor weather. Bikewise is one of the New Zealand Transport Agency's tools for the promotion of safer cycling under the National Safer Journeys strategy. Nelson City's Be Bright campaign will involve checkpoints at key locations where police will assess reflective gear and lights. Those that have adequate lights will be rewarded with bells and puncture repair kits. Cyclists that don't have adequate lights will be given some assistance while stocks last. Roving cycle ambassadors who will stop cyclists without lights and offer to fit lights on their bikes at no cost. Cycling ambassadors attending major cycling events and giving out lights and high visibility cycling clothing. All cyclists stopped and surveyed at checkpoints have the opportunity to go into a draw to win one of 8 Avanti high-vis goodie packs worth $150 each. The shellfish closure remains in place for Queen Charlotte Sound and Tory Channel. Shellfish taken from Queen Charlotte Sound and Tory Channel are still unsafe to eat due to toxin that causes paralytic shellfish poisoning. Nelson Marlborough Medical Officer of Health Dr Ed Kiddle advised people not to eat kina, mussels, pipi, tuatua, oysters and cockles harvested from affected areas. Dr Kiddle says test results from the end of last week show that levels of the toxin-producing algae were still elevated, and this means the shellfish are likely to make people sick. He says monitoring the situation continues, with the Public Health Service working closely with the Ministry of Primary Industries to test the various shellfish species. In the meantime, people shouldn't take shellfish from these areas. Paralytic shellfish poisoning symptoms include numbness and tingling around the mouth, face or extremities, difficulty swallowing or breathing, dizziness, double vision, and in severe cases, paralysis and respiratory failure can occur. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Discover the Belgrove Tavern just 20 minutes south of Richmond on State Highway 6 for meals, functions, weddings, barbecues and garden bar with lots of room for kids. Come and see us.
Oh, to be healthy.
Lifestyle, diet and exercise, complemented with quality supplements, can provide you the insurance vital for your natural health and well-being. With over 10 years professional experience making some of New Zealand's most trusted nutritional supplement brands, visit the Oh to Be Healthy factory outlet in Wakatu Industrial Estate. Over 200 supplements to choose from, free on-site parking, no middleman.
Oh, to be healthy. Caring for you naturally.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
I invite you to join Gary Watson on Mainland television to discuss the issues.
What happens if a bank goes broke?
The government can take money out of our accounts at any time.
Everybody takes a haircut of 5% or some percent, then the bank can continue to function.
Who were the turkeys and clowns that had this great idea?
People do stupid things when they're intoxicated.
Remember, Monday night, Issues with Gary Watson.
Victory 60 Plus on Tuesdays at 1:30 to 3:30pm at 238 Upper Vanguard Street. Join us for cards, games and a cuppa. For more information, contact Jan on 546 9057 or 027 4577 955. And Whenua Iti Outdoors will be hosting an outdoor photography weekend Friday the 9th of May at 7pm until Sunday the 11th of May at 3pm. This is supported by TDC funding. And every Sunday there's an art market on at the Refinery Art Space at 3 Halifax Street in Nelson, and that's from 10am to 2pm. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thanks for joining us. We'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
Oh, to be healthy.
Lifestyle, diet and exercise, complemented with quality supplements, can provide you the insurance vital for your natural health and well-being. With over 10 years professional experience making some of New Zealand's most trusted nutritional supplement brands, visit the Oh to Be Healthy factory outlet in Wakatu Industrial Estate. Over 200 supplements to choose from, free on-site parking, no middleman.
Oh, to be healthy. Caring for you naturally.
The majority of information in our life comes to us through our vision. With only one set of eyes to last our lifetime, it's important that you look after them. For over 20 years, Physique Harrington Eye Care has led the way in providing the Nelson Tasman region with professional eye care. Our team are committed to providing you and your family with the highest standard of eye care. As part of this commitment, at Physique Harrington Eye Care, we recommend Crizal lenses. Crizal is a revolutionary lens which repels dust and fingerprints. This means it's easier to clean and stays cleaner longer. Visit us at our Nelson, Richmond practices and ask about our Crizal satisfaction guarantee.
Well, the way Freeview is set up is that people should try and receive UHF Freeview first. Satellite should really only be a fallback option if you live in a country or out in the country, or you live in an area that's maybe shielded from the transmitter. If you go terrestrial, you've got the advantage that you get the mainland channels as well. So that's plus, there's an extra 8 channels there, plus 2 radio channels. So.
If you need help tuning into the digital TV channels, please give us a call. Nelson TV and Video Services, 41 Halifax Street, Millers Acre Car Park.
For generations, Concrete and Metals Limited have been the trusted name in providing concrete materials and contracting services for all those large and small jobs, from landscaping to houses to driveways and right up to large subdivisions. Concrete and Metals, 99 King Edward Street, Motueka.
Hi, Gus Bulens of Gustav's Clothing for Men on Trafalgar Street. I'd like to invite all the people of Nelson Tasman and international and local visitors to come and check out our brand new refurbished store, which is now chock full of the latest international and New Zealand brands. From France, Lacoste; from the UK, Ben Sherman; R.M. Williams; from Sweden, Gant; from the US, Calvin Klein jeans; and from New Zealand, Rembrandt suits, jackets and trousers; Cutler, Berlin and snowy fine merino knitwear. So come on into Gustav's on Trafalgar Street and we'll look after you.
The bellbird in the black beech tree calls a song of love from the coal-fire. The tower high above reminds her of the moment that she first saw the smile upon his face. And here today they seal their love in the beauty of this place. He'll be her dream maker as he takes her by the hand. He'll be her dream maker to walk on golden sand with a love for each other that's just begun under under Pacific sun. It does when you're having fun, and she can feel love's warmth beaming on her like the sun. Tomorrow she'll walk through the door, beautiful, all dressed in creamy white, and he will hold her close in his heart and his arms tonight. He'll be a dream maker as he takes her by the hand. He'll be a dream maker to walk on golden sands with a love for each other has just begun under Pacific sun. He'll be a dream maker as he takes her by the hand. He'll be a dream maker to walk on golden sands with a love for each other that's just begun under Pacific sun. Dream maker 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 under Pacific sun. Dream maker.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
I invite you to join Gary Watson on Mainland Television to discuss the issues.
What happens if a bank goes broke?
The government can take money out of our accounts at any time.
Everybody takes a haircut of 5% or some percent, then the bank can continue to function.
Who were the turkeys and clowns that had this great idea?
People do stupid things when they're intoxicated.
Remember, Monday night, Issues with Gary Watson.
The majority of information in our life comes to us through our vision. With only one set of eyes to last our lifetime, it's important that you look after them. For over 20 years, Physique Harrington Eye Care has led the way in providing the Nelson Tasman region with professional eye care. Our team are committed to providing you and your family with the highest standard of eye care. As part of this commitment, at Physique Harrington Eye Care, we recommend Crizal lenses. Crizal is a revolutionary lens which repels dust and fingerprints. This means it's easier to clean and stays cleaner longer. Visit us at our Nelson, Richmond practices and ask about our Crizal satisfaction guarantee.